Hello. I want this series to be like an open journal of my experience learning how to fish for steelhead. This is kind of an ambitious project because it relies pretty heavily on you. What I want to happen here is basically in each installment, I want anybody who watches that has some insight on how to fish for steelhead to leave their ideas in the comments. That way, anyone who's looking to learn, myself included, can use these videos as kind of a guide in a way. Doing this as a small channel might not work at all, quite frankly. So if you do have some knowledge, please leave it in the comments. With that said, let's get into the video. Oh, I forgot to... I don't actually know that the steelhead are up this far yet, so I'm not really going to focus this upper section as hard. But once we get further down, I'm definitely going to slow down a little bit, take my time, fish runs for more than just a couple casts in areas where I'm pretty sure they'll be. So in these sections I'm not super confident in. I'm just going to throw the spoon, give them a few casts. Pretty much just search for fish right now. That's my thought process anyway. No idea if that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That is like... perfect example of where I should be fishing. The water comes in and swirls right in that cove. There's no way there's not a fish sitting in that. Oh, come on, dude. I think I just saw my first couple steelhead.
swim under my kayak. So I'm gonna get back to fishing. I was paddling for probably 30-40 minutes without fishing anything to try and find them, so we'll see. I think we're finally low enough on the system.
Okay, this is going to be my second attempt trying to record this because the first time I didn't press the record button on my camera. Anyway, let's talk about how day one went. This was a total of, I think, 6 hours of fishing and paddling. The first half of the day, I didn't see any steelhead. I'm pretty sure that's just because they hadn't gotten this high up in the system yet. From what I understand, they've only been running for a few weeks at most, so that kind of makes sense. Somewhere around hour 3 or 4, I saw my first school of steelhead swim under my kayak. I fished streamers, a dry drop setup, and a Castmaster spoon. That's what I used the whole day. I think I should probably downsize just because the size of steelhead that I was seeing weren't as big as I thought they would be. Most of them were probably somewhere between like 17 and 25 inches. That being said, I don't think very many of them were even really close to 25. It was probably closer to like 23 at the most. That I did, however, see a few that were breaking 25, probably closer to 30, but those were few and far between. I noticed that almost all of the steelhead that I saw were in roughly 6 feet of water. There was none in the shallow runs whatsoever. The deeper runs, like I said, about 6 feet, I did see some fish in, but the vast majority of the steelhead that I saw were in like slow moving to not moving at all water. That could be just because it's harder to see in the moving water, But I think it's more likely that they just were holding in the water that was a lot slower. Right now, my plans for day 2 are, again, to downsize my streamer and spoon setups. And I think I'm going to try to ditch my dry dropper for a bead setup. I've heard some pretty good things about throwing beads. Anyway, if you have some insight on things you think I should be doing differently, please, 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 again, be sure to leave a comment. If you like the idea behind this series, make sure to give this video a like and maybe even consider subscribing. And with that, I'll see you next time, hopefully with a 30-inch steelhead in my hands.